I'm sorry about the sound. I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. That room out there doesn't have an air conditioner and I'm not going out there. It is Tuesday, October 1, 2024, and I'm sure about that because yesterday was Cyburn's birthday. He was 78 years young. Yes, amazing. So I actually had, hey everybody, this is Joy for this video, but I can't find it. I have been so scatterbrained lately. So many things to do. You know, I've got all these patterns. I've got a pattern out there and a pattern out here. I'm not even sewing. So I don't know what that's about. I need to reorganize everything. I have been packing. I'll tell you about it. I get off talking about all kinds of crazy things in this video. If you want to just go to the giveaway and not listen to me yak, go to about 15 minutes. I think that's where I talk about the giveaway. Because when I started making this video, it was going to be about a pumpkin. I didn't have anything to give away at that point. Well, I actually do have 9 boxes full of stuff. But I'm taking it with me to my other house. So I just wanted to say, we're here at our Kingston home. We are fine. We had a great time yesterday with Jerry's birthday. No, our kids didn't remember. Our grandkids didn't remember. Nobody remembers. My sister and my nephew did. So, of course, there's always the heartache of that on your birthday. But we still enjoyed the day. It was beautiful weather, and we went out to eat last night. It wasn't the greatest go out to eat night because we ended up at Applebee's, and it just wasn't the greatest. You know how these stores get really old? And the newer stores, I don't think they put carpet in them anymore. But this is an old Applebee's, and it has carpet on the floor, and I don't think they've ever changed it. And the minute we walked in the door, I could just smell. I could smell old. And when we sat down, I could smell it even more. And it smelled like wet carpet. You know, maybe they cleaned it. I don't know. But it just kind of ruined the whole dinner for me. And I told the waiter was wonderful. A young guy, probably going to the college down the street. Wonderful waiter. No complaints about him whatsoever. He was happy and friendly and running around like crazy, waiting on about 6 tables. But, what was I going to tell you? Oh, do y'all miss your memory? My husband does this with olives. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So we had this really nice waiter, this young, good-looking guy, and when he started waiting on us, I said, well, we came here for my husband's birthday. Today is his birthday. And he said, oh, well, you'll get a free dessert. So we got all done with our dinner, and I said, well, we're ready for his birthday dessert. You should have seen that, y'all. It was in a bowl about this big as my pencil sharpener, maybe a hair bigger, maybe this big. And it had a brownie that was about 2 inches square, if that. About 2 inches square, and it had maybe a tablespoon, I think less than a tablespoon, of ice cream underneath it. I think it had a little bit of whipped cream on top. It was good. No problems there. And the guy put 2 spoons in it, and I thought, well, good grief. Who's the second spoon for, invisible person? Because there's not enough for 2 people here. But I did get 1 or 2 tiny little bites from it. But anyway, it was free, and that's how Jerry's birthday ended last night. So, well, not really. We ended up going to Lowe's to buy new wood to fix the closet that I talked to you about later in this video. So anyway, this is just an intro because I lost the original one. So here you go with the rest of the video, and there's a giveaway in it, and you need to listen to the directions because a lot of people did it incorrectly on the last giveaway. So be sure and leave your comments where it tells you to leave them. Let's go. So I took my hard paper pattern And I cut it out of pattern E's, see, just to see. And here's my pumpkin that's going to go on the front. So the first thing I've decided is I need a bigger pumpkin. And from Embroidery Library, you can get it in several different sizes. So I'm going to order a bigger one. I've decided too much room on the sides, and we have a point in center front. So we're just going to make this more gentle. I'm sure I probably need that extra there, but I think it's going to fit fine, and if anything, it's going to be too big. I'm not going to cut out the back, and I'm not going to try on it. I just wanted to make sure that the front was going to cover me up, and then I could put a pumpkin on it. This pumpkin sews out pretty fast because it's not a million stitches, and I think it's super, super cute. This is called Rose Mailing Pumpkin from Embroidery Library, emblibrary.com. Rose, and they're 70% off today. Ooh, probably won't be when you see this video. Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch of them in my basket. So this is too big across the bottom. That means I should have cut more off the side. So I don't know how many inches I am. My hip's 42, so half of that is 21. So let's say I probably need 22 or 23. And what I have here is 26. Less the seam allowance. So, too much. I am going to cut some more off the sides, and then I am going to even out the bottom, and then I'm going to go to lunch with sideburns, and then I'm going to come back and make this. I'll see you then. So it's the next day, and I'm going to show you my finished outfit with my pumpkin. Now I use 2 layers of, what do you call it, stabilizer. One of them was one of those soft ones that irons on and then it washes away, and then the other one was a tearaway, I think. But you usually have to use 2 these days. I don't know why. But when I watch other people say, this is what you do, it's Kimberbell for one. Seems like they use 2 different kinds, and so I was able to find 2 different kinds here, which was the first miracle. And then I hooped one and laid the other one behind, but my hoop just wasn't tight enough to hold it. It was too thin, so I hooped both of them, and it worked much better hooping both of them. So I finished my whole entire blouse. Here it is. And it's my usual. I've made this so many times. I've got to cut out some fabric and if there's any more room. I may have to add an envelope to my envelope to add more material. So it's a McCalls 4845. It's not that easy to make because you've got to finish 4 slits. And the 4 slits take attention and time. And I find these cotton fabrics, sometimes if you haven't washed it after you've made it, it's really hard to get that center crease out. I can still see the center crease a little bit in the back, and I've even sprayed it with water and pressed it really good. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to wear it just like this, but not today. I'm not in the mood to wear woven today. I'm in the mood to wear knit. I'm going to be cleaning and vacuuming and organizing and packing. It's beautiful, beautiful fall weather. So I can go out here in my quilt attic and I can pack boxes, and the weather in my attic is amazing. The temperature, it's probably 70 degrees in there. Very nice. So I'm going to go ahead. We can't take any boxes back this trip back home to our other house, but I can at least load boxes. And when our barn is done up there, then we'll come down here, maybe hire that moving company again. I don't know what we'll do, but at least my boxes will already be packed. And I'm packing up things I don't need, like backings. I have so many backings I bought. I guess I was going to make 1,000 quilts. I don't know what I was thinking. But I have yards and yards and yards of extra wide backing, you know, that they make in all those pretty colors now. So I'm going to pack that up. I'm going to get my quilts off the ceiling, and I'm going to take those with me. I can put those in the Jeep. I'm going to get those off the ceiling, and I'm just going to start getting ready to sell this house because that's going to be the final outcome. Our Christmas present this year might be to sell this house and then just have one again. So much easier to have just one. We'll miss it, We really will. Oh my gosh, we'll miss the lake. Every time we go over the bridge, the big bridge that goes across the lake, and the lake is on both sides, and it's just gorgeous. Beautiful, Lake Texoma. And I always tell Jerry, you know, we should move down here and we should buy a boat and we should go out on this lake. Yeah, we've been here 29 years now. And the funny thing is, before we moved here, of course, our kids were growing up. And we used to come, goodness, at least 2 weekends a month. We used to come down here and we would rent one of those little trailers. I think they had 1 bedroom, and then maybe you could fold out the couches in the living room or something. I don't remember for sure, but I had the kitchen and the bathroom, and you know, we could stay in it. Little trailer. Is that what they're called? You know, they have wheels and you can pull them, but it's not a mobile home. You can't drive them. See, that kind of a thing. And we stayed at this place called Buncombe Creek. Buncombe Creek. Stayed there for years and years and years. It's far away. It's probably 30 miles from here. But we should drive down there and just go see if those trailers are still there. They used to have a nice restaurant there. I think I'll ask Jerry if he wants to drive down there this weekend. It got hit by a tornado. We had a really bad tornado. Was it 2 years ago? Really bad. And Buncombe Creek got hit really bad. So I bet there's a lot of new stuff down there. We should go check it out. We live near Alberta Creek. Why would anybody care? But if you happen to know this area, or if you look it up on a map, we live at Alberta Creek, which is way, way, way far away because this is a huge lake. There's a Soldier Creek, there's a Buncombe Creek, there's Alberta Creek, and there's other creeks, but I can't remember what their names are. I'll let you go for now. I'll be back for some unknown reason. Good Tuesday morning, my friends. Tuesday, October 1. I know, October's here. Yesterday was Jerry's birthday. He turned 78 years old. 78 years young. We had a man come here yesterday. We've had 2 broken air conditioners. You remember the one right outside here's broken. And I called him to fix it, and it turned out the one that goes downstairs to the living room was broken, and they fixed it, and they didn't fix this one. Anyway, called the owner of the company. His name's Lonnie. He came yesterday because I wanted to make sure his guys knew what they were doing, fixing the wrong air conditioner, and he kept calling me young lady. He said, young lady, you may not have known that air conditioner was broken, but I guarantee you it was. And we found, much to our shock, inside the closet. You know, Jerry and I are sleeping in separate bedrooms because of his CPAP machine. And so he was sleeping in the guest room instead of me because I need the elevated bed for reflux, and our bed in our master bedroom's elevated. I know you all really want to know this stuff. So I have to explain why Jerry was in the guest room. So he went in there and he was hooking up his pacemaker machine and his CPAP machine and everything, and he noticed on the floor that the baseboard was damaged. And he followed the damage inside the closet, opened the doors, got inside the closet. Oh. What a mess, what a mess. Fortunately, it only destroyed the baseboard. The sheetrock's fine. So thank God for that. So we have to fix that issue before we can leave town and go to our other house again. So since we're here for a longer period of time, I've been packing. That's why you haven't seen me. I haven't been sewing. I've been packing. I've got 5 boxes here and I've got 4 boxes out there. And even though I have packed 9 more boxes, this room is still full. The attic is almost empty. Yay! Except for suitcases. It has suitcases and Christmas tree ornaments and you know those carts they always give you when you buy a serger or a sewing machine, and they give you this little rolling suitcase? I've probably got half a dozen of those out there in the attic. So I may haul those to... I've never used them. Why do I have them? I've never used them. And one time I did try to use one and the wheels broke on it. So I think all of the littler ones that I have are going to Goodwill. We have constant Goodwill trips here. So between packing for the Goodwill, we have water filter upstairs, downstairs. We spent half a day changing the filters for the water filter under the 2 sinks and behind the refrigerator. So that was a project that got done. Jerry's been fixing the dam for 2 days. We've been waiting 6-8 months for dirt, for the man that we know that usually delivers our dirt. He always has an excuse. So finally, Jerry just called a different company. So we've had 10 loads of dirt delivered, and Jerry's fixing the dam with his bulldozer. Fixing the dam, what happened to the dam? It's on the little pond. We have a little pond and we have a big pond. The dam on the little pond is built on top of a spring. And so in the spring gets full of water, and it gets the back of the dam all wet in this certain place, and the dam just caves in. Just big chunk, like Pac-Man came and took a big chunk out of the back of the dam. Not the whole dam, or the lake would drain the lake. The pond would drain. So it's all up on one side, but on the back side, the middle of it has like a big bite out of it. It's happened over and over again. So this time, Jerry decided to leave the dirt that keeps falling down. He decided to leave it down and just add dirt to the top of it. So we've had 10 big dump trucks bring dirt to us over the last 2 days. 10 loads. And Jerry's decided he needs 5 more loads. So that project is finally getting done. Praise the Lord. So we've got that project done. The water filter's done. The second air conditioner will be fixed tomorrow. So everything's getting fixed. Which of course, we need to have everything fixed to own the home. But we also need to have everything fixed to sell the home. And Jerry's barn is going to be delivered in a couple weeks at our other house. And as soon as we get our permit from the city of Tulsa, the new barn can go up. And then this house can go on the market. So that's where we are. I'm not sewing. Yesterday I cleaned. Our house is so big because we built this sewing room up here in the attic. It made this house be 5,000 square feet. It was only 3,000 something before then. 4 bedrooms and a study. So the house is big is the point. So I always divide it up into 4 little houses, okay? So the first little house has the kitchen and the laundry room and the master bedroom and the master bath. So I cleaned that little house yesterday. So that means I've got 3 more little houses to still clean, right? So I can't be sewing. I can't sew when things are unorganized and they're a mess. You know, I have to be organized. But what I'm here to tell you, why are you here, Joy? That's all very boring and we don't care. I'm going to have another giveaway. I'm going to have hundreds of giveaways probably. I had it in the Goodwill box. And I thought, you know what, they're probably just going to throw this away at Goodwill. Nobody's going to know what to do with it. So I thought, you're going to know what to do with it, and one of you is going to love this. So I'm going to do another giveaway. This is Edita's little quilt. I think this was the first one from her little quilt club. All the fabric is in here because I made the quilt. I had it hanging on the ceiling, remember? All the fabric is in here, but a lot of it is. Here's more fabric in here. So this is the directions for Little Trip. It's a little trip around the world and my fabric's falling off the floor. It's called Laundry Basket Quilt Little Trip Piece Quilt Pattern. Oh yes, and that's going to fall. Everything's upside down. So you get the pattern and all the leftover fabric that I have, okay? So that's the giveaway this time. So let me take something from my cough. Hold on. So as always, this is going to be a fast drawing because you have more chances of winning when it's fast. So I'll try to get this video up today, and then at noon tomorrow, it will stop. Leaving a comment below, you won't even be entered in the drawing. So don't leave a comment below. It's just a waste of your time. Go to my email, bernhardtjm50@gmail.com. Go there and leave a comment. Then I count how many, and then Jerry picks a number. Last time he picked 30 because 30 was his birthday. So I don't know how he'll do it this time, but this is the giveaway. Beautiful laundry basket quilt 100% all laundry basket and Dover Company quilt fabrics. Remember, I've made the quilt once. I don't know if there'll be enough left to make it again, but there's certainly quite a bit of it left. So this is what I'm giving away tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow will be October 2 at noon. I'll go check my email and count how many, and then Jerry will choose a number, and that's who will win, and I'll let you know. Now, it takes me a while to make another whole video to tell you who the winner is. Okay, I had to check my phone and now I forgot what I was saying. You remember the last thing I made was my pumpkin blouse, and I haven't worn it yet because I've been packing and working and having repair people come and watching Jerry build the dam. So I haven't even worn my new blouse yet. In fact, the pants that go with it are at my other house, so it may be a while. What was I telling you before my phone dinged? Let me think. Oh, I haven't taken my Prevagen yet today. That could be right. Oh, all right, I'm telling you at noon tomorrow. I'll choose. Oh, I know what I'm telling you. In order for me to say who the winner is, I have to make a whole new video, and I don't have time to do that. So, when I choose a winner, I will change the title of this video. Underneath the video, there's always a title, and it will say, Winner Chosen. And if you didn't get an email saying it was you who won, then it wasn't you, okay? Because I don't have time to make another whole video. The next few days I've got to finish packing, and I've got to clean 3 more houses like I just told you. This one's not too bad up here. This is where I work all the time, so I clean it after every project, so that does help. So I don't guess I have anything else to tell you. Whatever I told you I would show you that I didn't, I don't remember, because I haven't even started to edit the clips for this video yet. I'm sorry that my room looks so terrible. Sorry for me, not so much for you. I come in here and I'm like, oh, this used to look so pretty up here. Remember, I had the pink quilt right here, and I had the owls here, and I would change it every once in a while. And I had another quilt over here, and I had the quilts on the ceiling. They're all gone. So I'll be so glad when we're moved and I just have one house again. It will be so nice. So much easier. It's just like the things that are happening now. We go up there, we're there for a month. We come back here, and an air conditioner is broken. We go up there for a month, we come back here, and something else needs attention. It seems like there's something every time. Of course, the water filters, that's no big deal. In fact, the water filter behind the refrigerator, the ice maker up here, it's supposed to be changed every 6 months. The last time it was changed was in 2022. But things like that, if you live in a house, you change all the air filters, and you change the water filters, and you do the regular things, because you just have one place and you're there all the time. It's a lot of work having 2 places to live, and I'm sure you're going, oh, boo-hoo, 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 she has 2 houses. I know. I remember when I was young, and the one dream that I had, my first husband turned into a drug addict and left us when Tammy was just a year old, said he didn't want to be a dad, and he disappeared into the drug world. And then as my daughter grew up, she idolized him and made him her hero, even though he was never in her life. Oh, another big, long, sad story in my life. But anyway, that happens a lot. The child fantasizes the parent that leaves. I got off on a tangent there, so I'll cut that out. But my thing was, divorced, no child support. I'd put him in jail, his grandma'd get him out. I'd put him in jail, his grandma'd get him out. I'd put him in jail, his grandma'd get him out. So he moved to another state. He moved to California, so I couldn't find him. And so it was just me and my little girl, trying to get through life on our own. And I, of course, was brokenhearted and, never thought I'd be happy again. And I'd lost the love of my life and couldn't believe that he'd changed. He just was 100% different than he was when I married him. To the dark side, let's say. And so I had very, very little money. Had to rent a house and later rented an apartment, but I couldn't afford an apartment by myself for me and Tammy, so I got a 3-bedroom apartment because if I had a roommate, half the rent of the 3-bedroom apartment was cheaper than me to pay the rent on the 2-bedroom apartment. Does that make sense? So I advertised for a roommate, and I got this girl to come live with me and pay half the rent. So that's what we were doing when we met Jerry Bernhardt. But I'm just saying, it was sad days. I did not like living in an apartment. My dream, my whole dream of my whole life growing up was to get married, be madly in love, and have a bunch of children. I wanted to be like old Mother Hubbard, and I wanted to have a bunch of kids and be happily married, and my life sure did not turn out that way. And I wanted a house so bad. I didn't want to live in an apartment, and I didn't want to rent, and I just had no choice. And so I used to just cry and cry and cry, and I worked at General Electric, and there was lots of young girls my age, married and with children, my age, and we would get together and we would, you know, one of them would have a Tupperware party, and one of them would have one of those pot and pan parties, and one of them would have a Mary Kay party or whatever. And I would get invited to their homes. They all had homes. They had husbands, and they had children, and they had homes. And it was just, oh, I should just pray, someday, Lord, I want my own home, I want my own home, I want a husband, I want a daddy for Tammy, oh Lord, someday, someday, someday. So yes, the Lord answered my prayer abundantly. I got Jerry Bernhardt, and wonderful father to my daughter, and wonderful husband to me, and with 2 incomes. In fact, he owned a house when I met him, and we got married, that he and his first wife had owned, and he had given her half the equity, so he got to keep the house. And so we lived there just for a little while until we could buy our own house together. I didn't want to live in her house. I mean, I didn't mind, but you know, it wasn't my house, if that makes sense. So now I have 2 houses and an RV, and I'm old now, and now I'm saying, Lord, it'd be so nice to have just 1 house. So I'm sure y'all probably turned me off by now. But if you haven't, go over there to my email, tell me you want to win the little trip pattern, and I will choose a winner tomorrow at noon. And did I tell you underneath the video, the title, I will say winner chosen. It doesn't say that now. It'll say winner chosen, and if you didn't get an email telling you you're the winner, then you're not. It may be a while before you see me again, but you never know. Bye until then.